Sri, here's the first question. Self-ascension symptoms at this time. It seems there are many in emotional meltdown. Yes. As I journeyed back to the United States, this became so clear. Is this part of the ascension process for humanity to choose to move through the emotional body and ascend, or be trapped by it? So let's take in a breath on that. Sri, would you like to respond first?
Sure.
Great question. And I would also say, go back to the past 10 minutes where you probably wrote that before we just spoke, because we were addressing some of that.
Yeah. It's important to recognize that we have anchored aspects for engaging the world. Those aspects include the inner child. Those aspects include what is classically referred to as the wise adult, or the higher self. We are at the time where we must recognize that we are the essential self that is allowing these subsets to engage and experience. You are your higher self. You are your soul. And all of this other stuff are refractions. So that's the intellectual piece. Let's get down to the practical piece. The emotional body was groomed out of the context of this world. Your family, your religion, your politics, etc. That's how it was groomed. So of course, when you use the word meltdown, I was smiling, because what it really means, it's melting away.
Right?
If you allow it.
Right.
And so be present for the reactivity, be present for the meltdown, but at the same time be present to the witnesser of the one that is witnessing the experience. Call forward the capacity to be in your multidimensional truth. Yeah. And the emotional process will unwind with much quicker, because you're not going to drown in it and start playing polarity games and blame and all of that. You're going to witness that a part of you was engaged.
Right.
It's having its experience. Yeah. And the part of you that is connected to that infinite source of light and love is also here.
Now, I want you to breathe that in, because it is here. And I want you to receive everything Sri just said. So first, really breathe in and receive everything Sri just said, because there is a deeper essence here. And I'm seeing some of the other questions coming up as well. We are at a moment where the energy of the multidimensional presence is so strong and so supported that the emotional body is the only weapon left of the mind. The mind is your servant. Please read our first book, Sacred Union, The Journey Home. It is a timeless classic, as are all of our books. We just had bad advice on titles, but seriously, give yourself the gift of rereading it, because we are at the moment where it is only the seed of doubt within that stops us coming together. It is the ego that wants to own something for the sake of either the fame, the money, or the illusionary experience of an addiction of adrenaline. Within the ascension community, within all of these energies, let us break through the words. Let us just come together, because we know it's just the right thing to do. That is what Global Minga does. If we need to build a house, we build a house. If we need to help somebody eat, we help somebody eat. If we need to build a pyramid for world peace, we're going to do it. We're going to get all 12 built. Whatever Global Minga needs, it's not a question of will we do it? It's a question of let us come together in the highest service of all. Because the Yoga of Self-Ascension, at the end of the day, is about the full embodiment of the Divine Galactic Blueprint. The Divine Galactic Blueprint is the ascended chakra system that ignites the 144 chakras, which gives us our cosmic connection. However, there is a catch, and the catch is a level of consciousness. And this is why we were so blessed in the 90s when David Hawkins first came forward and started doing something. And because of his extraordinary career and his extraordinary research, he was able to bring something forward and was the first person to codify it. Yet, as with all other work on the planet, all other work that was put together before we hit the millennium, the 2000 mark, all of that was designed to be able to sustain and assist an expansion of consciousness that has always led to the same result. Breathe that in. Those are the potentialities where this didn't get built. those are potentialities where Sri in 2019, where we both did check out, where his acute ischemia got him, and 2 months later my cancer got me. That already happened, and many other potentialities. The fact that we're here right now is a miracle. And your emotional body is not who you are. Your emotional body, when it comes forward, when anyone's emotional body comes forward, and no one is immune, Shri and I are walking through it as much as you all are. We are all walking through it because it is the last gesture of density to stop you. So thank you for bringing up that question, because many and all are going through this. And the reason we stopped, I do want to share with you, the reason we stopped putting out formal ascension symptoms is we found that many people were getting addicted and bound to them. Many were starting to argue about them, and it was not of highest service. The highest service is for you to go back and look at all the things that we've put out over all these years of preparation, because we are at go time. And this is that moment where a symptom is only given energy by a brain that's seeking to limit your capacity. The master is ready to embody in form. I have been living this energy now for over 2 years. And I will share with you, it is not easy, and it is hard to be a pioneer on a planet where many resist. Everyone wants to be contained. Everyone wants to feel safe. Of course we do. So the greatest safety you will ever have is by trusting yourself and knowing that. And the first step in that is to recognize that when your decisions are being made for the highest service without any sense of how it affects you, you're on the right track. Yeah. So let's take in a deep breath. And my eyes are gone, connecting with you. So Shri's going to have to keep reading our text. And we have a lot of them.
All right. But as we're taking that breath and allowing the emotional body and inviting it to come into the recognition.
Invite it. It doesn't want to be allowed. It's going to think you're a parent. Invite it.
Very good. We exist in multiple ways as we engage the experience that we call life. And it is really important to our pathway of self-ascension that we cultivate consciousness through the cycle of awareness, experience, and